So, welcome everyone. This very special moment that we're here together. And I love, to bring people together, but this time the reason why we're here is not, the thing that you really want to connect for. So it's really good to see you all here, and so that we are going to share some thoughts for the next hour. We are going to plan to keep it under the hour to give everyone their Sunday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. So that's really fantastic. Those who don't know me, my name is Ingon Bol. I'm the founder and president of Female Wave of Change, and we're really, really happy that we can do this today. So I am going to share my screen, and we're just going to start. We have a beautiful program, and we're not going to do too much talking in between. So let me share. Okay, so the Female Wave of Change Call for Humanity. This is our program, especially right now, given what is happening in the world. And we are not going to focus on one area specific, but there's a lot going on. We felt as Female Wave of Change that we really needed to step in, and especially also after the global conference in September, we said, well, we tell everyone to use their voice, and why don't we right now? Because we do feel we need to. So we, together with a couple of people who are right now also here in this session, we have been reading a statement and a call to action. So Noel and myself, we will be starting with reading the statements. The call to action, of course, will be coming at the end. After that, a light meditation, light as in light, Gabriella, a personal story from her book Stay or Leave by Saskia, and I hope she's coming in because I haven't seen her yet. If not, we'll just go to the next. An attunement meditation by Amelia Tamburini, and Amelia as one of our ambassadors in Canada. So really great. The other side, 9 hours different. It's really great that you're here. Then Anke will be reading a poem, and at the conference, those who were there already know that Anke is, writing poems on the spot, and she's been sharing quite some poems already at the conference, and I asked her to write a poem for tonight. Then Cecile will join. Cecile will be reading from her book, Rose Letters of Love to Life, and there's, of course, a connection with what is happening right now in the world. Then we have a compassion meditation by Hellenique. There will be again a poem, A Blessed Life from Mom Yvonne Busisiwe. Unfortunately, she's not here. She has to babysit her 2 granddaughters because her daughter-in-law is not feeling too well. Lunka will take her place, one of our board members, and read Mom Yvonne's poem for us. Then Monica will take over, also the ambassador of Canada. So it's really great to have you, a great team from Canada here, and she will do a loving kindness prayer. And then I will come back and do the call to action. So let's start with our statement, because that's important. It is on the 4 slides. It sounds a lot, but it's really what we needed to say. As Female Wave of Change, we strongly believe that humanity should be at the core of all our decision-making and actions. Right now, we feel overwhelmed by the current situation in the world. Humanity is challenged at its core. Hate, fear, war, displacement, hunger, injured, and dead.
As mothers, daughters, and sisters, we call upon the world leaders and everyone of us to choose love, peace, freedom, and happiness for all. We call upon you to find a path to peace and restore our belief in humanity. Violence and war have never been the answer. In a time of suffering, there are no sides. It's time for global healing. We demand to break the cycle of violence. It is enough. We demand to end the ongoing cycle of retaliation or revenge. And we demand to find a path to peace and restore our belief in humanity. We demand to stop the hurt and take time to heal.
To break the cycle of violence, we as Female Wave of Change believe that we need a new way of thinking, a new way to approach conflicts and suffering in the world. We believe that women are the defining factor. As creators of life, as mothers, daughters, sisters, we embrace our diversity and respect our differences without judgment. We bring a deeper connectedness, empathy, compassion, love and collaboration to the table. Women will bring change in an authentic, feminine way. I'm going to ask Gabriella to start her part of tonight. I muted you, Gabriella.
You're still on mute, Gabrielle.
We can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
And
sorry.
please also share, just very short who you are and why you choose to do this.
Okay. I'm a color light expert, working since over 35 years with color and light. Actually, colors are children of light, and color and light are my passion. And I decided today to do this because light is what we are, actually, because the physicist David Bohm said, all matter is condensed light. We are light, and it is known that our cells communicate with each other through light. And I've chosen this meditation because light is not only our essence, light is also love. And I invite you to connect yourself with your inner light, to strengthen your inner light, and after that, to spread your inner light to your surroundings, and especially to the areas in the world where it's very much needed. So now we can start with the meditation. So please take a comfortable seat and imagine that above your head there's a ray of white light shining onto you. And you allow now that your crown chakra opens and this ray of white light shines into you, so that you can see that this white light is spreading into your body like a column of white light along your spine. And now you can imagine and see that this white light forms many, many, many small rays of light and spreads to every single cell of your body. And slowly you become light yourself. And you can also watch that this light is also healing you, because you can observe that this white light is soothing and helpful and healing maybe areas of your body and of your being that is in need of healing and help. And so you give yourself a little bit of time, and now you can observe that you yourself, you are light. You are full of this light, and all your cells and all parts of your body radiate light. And now you can watch yourself from the outside and you can see yourself radiating light, like a light bulb. So now you can watch yourself radiating your light into your surrounding, into your family, into your workplace, into all your loved ones and friends, and also towards those people that you experience in some way difficult in your surrounding. And your light reaches everyone in your surrounding, and you can now watch that it spreads out like a big bulb or a big circle, becoming bigger and bigger. And wherever you are, this big light circle spreads out. It spreads out over the world, and you can watch that it's spreading over the globe, slowly, in all directions. And now, please, you can watch that this light is specially directed to areas in the world that are very much in need of light, love, and peace, and many other places where people suffer violence and other kinds of sufferings. And you focus and concentrate on sending your light, especially there, to all areas in the world that need light, love, and peace. And maybe you can already observe that these areas is calming down a little bit and becoming more lightful. You can anytime repeat this for yourself, because you are a light being, and we humans as light beings do have the strength of spreading light. And now you take one breath and imagine that you close again your crown chakra, but you see yourself still filled with all this light. And you see yourself always connected to the light from above. Wishing you and all humans and the world lots of light and love and peace. And now you come back into the here and now and open your eyes again.
Thank you, Gabriel. That is a wonderful way to start the white light spreading all over the world. There's one thing I do want to emphasize. If we do name any country or any people or any area or whatever, this is just an example. In a time of violence and hate and war, there are no sites. So that is just what I wanted to add. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gabriella. I'm going to give the floor to one of our Female Wave of Change Global Ambassadors, Saskia Harkema, who will read a passage from her book that she has written about her work in with refugees. So Saskia, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Ingun. Just I need to go to a file. Yes. The passage that I'm going to read is from a book that I wrote after I went to the south of Turkey to teach Syrian freedom fighters in 2014. And I had a translator, and his name is Subhe. And I will read a short passage in which he describes what happened for him and in his life that led him to flee his country. Because when I met him, he had left his country just 3 days earlier because he was threatened by not only by Islamic State, but also by Jabhat al-Nusra, which is another terrorist group. And he only had a plastic bag with him with some videos which he took. So that's what I'm now referring to in the book. He shows me a movie. We are hunched over my laptop and I see images looming on the screen. Subhe is on the deck of a boat with lots of young people. I hardly recognize him. He is in shirt sleeves and has a very different look than now. He's the master of the situation. He's intensely happy out there on that boat. I tell him that. He looks at the footage with wistful eyes. Yes, I was very happy. That was my life's work, I hear him say softly. He stands there on the boat against the railing and looks over the water. In the background, all young people who are animated in conversation with each other, laughing, watching. He defies the regime with his school, but is tolerated because of his success. Numbers, he's being persecuted, I guess, because there are so many students. And numbers always scare those in power. It's the loner who takes it up against the system. Numbers mean I stand for something that is important, which people find valuable, and we will not let that take us, be taken away. But his life's work was ultimately taken away from him because violence doesn't take into account what's of people. Violence tramples without scruples, and dreams fall apart. Subhe continues his story. He had to flee his village when IS, Islamic State, got too close, and he joined the Syrian army, the freedom fighters, for a time. And with a voice laced with sadness, he tells what prompted this decision. I had a star student to whom I taught. His name was Muhammad, Mullah. He became my apple of the eye. Everything I knew, I wanted to teach him, but it was war. And at that time, there was also protests against the increasingly violent regime and the advancing of extremist groups. Subhe walked with his star student Muhammad during one of those demonstrations, and he was shot in front of him, murdered. And as his body picked up the bullets, he lay lifeless on the street where they were walking. In front of his eyes, it's going through my head. In my mind, I see him walking through the streets of his village with the students who see him as a role model, someone they looked up to. He gives them courage, the courage to protest. They walk with him, and all of a sudden, shots. One meets Muhammad, and Subhe sees him collapse before his eyes. He runs up to him, feels his pulse. He doesn't have a pulse. He's lifeless. He utters a restrained cry. No, not Muhammad, not him, because he's me. How I would have been when I was his age. This is what I wanted to read.
Thank you so much, Saskia. You know, we're already feeling that, well, I do, you know, it becomes very personal. And that is also, you know, what we want to accomplish today, that we really feel what others are feeling. Thank you, Saskia. And I'm going to give the floor as a beautiful moment for Amelia to step in and do her attunement meditation. Amelia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Inken. Thank you, everyone, for being here and gathering in this circle. I support organizations to do the inner work to create cultures of belonging. And it means a lot to me to be able to host this meditation with you today, because doing my own inner work and being able to become aware of how I was feeling and what I was putting back out into the world has changed my life, changed my relationships, and made me a more powerful change maker. And so this practice that I'm going to lead you through is really about what Ingen was saying. It's tuning into how are we feeling in this moment. And I think often when there's a lot of hardship, it's easy to tune out, to be distracted. And that's okay. That's okay. Our bodies are very wise and they want to protect us. And the more that we can train our bodies, train ourselves to be with whatever is present and not put it back out into the world, the more that we'll just simply create more loving and peaceful spaces. So this is a practice, and however this works for you is perfect. There's nowhere you need to be. So I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you and really feel the support underneath you, whether if you're standing, but feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your chair underneath you. And just tuning into the knowing that Mother Earth is beneath you, whether you're in an apartment building or a house or an office, that below is always Mother Earth, loving us unconditionally, regardless of how we treat her. And that's a beautiful lesson to tune into. In this moment. So just seeing if you can feel that love at your feet. And I invite you to breathe that loving energy, and it might look like the beautiful light Gabriel spoke of coming up through your legs and into your pelvic region. And settling into the womb space, this beautiful, powerful center of creation. As women, we were given a beautiful gift to create. And we can do that now in this space simply by becoming aware of how we are. So taking a few deep breaths into your belly. And then tuning into your physical body. You might want to start at your head and work your way down, but just checking in to see how is your physical body doing in this moment? What areas feel tight, constricted? And what feels expansive and loose? And moving down from your head, just noticing, not needing to change anything, but just drawing awareness. If you've moved throughout your head, maybe you're into your shoulders now, or your neck. your chest, and your back. And your arms, again, just noticing what can you tune into in this moment and become aware of. Into your hips, your low back, your legs, your calves, and your feet once again. And if you notice that there was a place that felt particularly tight or crunchy, perhaps you want to invite your breath into that spot and just give it some attention. When we have these pains, it's really a sign to say, hello, notice me for a minute. And we can do that with loving kindness. So just sending a few breaths to some area that feels a bit tight right now. Beautiful. And then moving into your mental body, your intellectual body, tuning into what thoughts are present with you today in this moment. How does that mental body feel? Is it swirling? Are there lots of thoughts? Is there calm and quiet? Is it some mixture of both? Again, just noticing, not needing to change anything or be better. Just notice. Beautiful. And then shifting into our emotional body. Our emotions are a beautiful guidance system, always communicating with us. And so often, especially at times like this, the emotions can be very intense and it's easier to walk away from them. And that's okay. This is a moment to simply notice what is present for you here in this space after this opening. What is it that you're feeling? And you might have a mix of emotions. Sometimes we feel it's not okay to have joy at times with great hardship. But joy is light energy and it can support these situations as well. So just noticing the spectrum of emotions you might be present with. And then finally, we'll tune into our spiritual bodies. These bodies are light beings, interconnected and woven to all other light beings, living energies around the world. Just see, are you able to sense your own spiritual presence? It might feel like a slight electric energy, a buzzing. It might be as wide as a big light globe around you, or very tight and closed in, or maybe you don't sense it at all. And that's okay. Just noticing. And then taking a moment with your eyes closed to see if you can sense into all the beautiful light beings, the energetic beings in this circle that has been created here. Your sisters from around the world, coming here with love and sadness and grief and deep care in their hearts. And just seeing if you're able to sense into that presence. Beautiful. With gratitude in your heart for this moment of presence that you just created for yourself. It's so supportive for all that is happening in the world and in your lives right now. Gratitude for Female Wave of Change for creating this space. And with that, feel free to come back into this room, opening your eyes, and you might just want to take a moment to look around the circle as you do so.
I'm muted. Thank you, Amelia, for this beautiful meditation. And it's so good to realize that, yes, we do feel a lot, but it's also okay that it's there. And that's also part of life. Yeah. Thank you. Anke. Anke is, someone. Actually, we met in South Africa. It's from the Netherlands. She joined us for our conference there. She was again at a conference in the Netherlands a couple of weeks ago, and a very special person, as far as I'm concerned. Also has gone through a lot in her life. But it was so amazing what she did last conference, that she just created these poems on the spot in English, and that was very special. So I want to give Anke the floor and love to hear what she has created for today.
Yeah, hi everyone. I've written a poem for humanity, like asked. First, I did come from a theater show I organized about dementia, and I don't know if you can. No, don't think you can see it, but it's a small tile, a plastic tile, and it said, "To look different is to do different." So, I just wanted to share with you all. Okay, my poem. There it goes. Poem for humanity. When innocent citizens are in desperate need at the hands of those in power who only want to violently compete, we may not look away in soft denial, and we have to walk that extra mile to offer support in any possible way in order to prevent that humans have to flee and go astray. They often say that history repeats. Indeed, we can't change the past by doing good deeds, but we certainly can soften and change the narrative by the understanding, the love, and respect we can give. All are infinite and free of charge. Just spread it, whether it is at a small scale or at large. Take each other by the hand. Side by side, we will firmly stand, speaking up for those who lack the luxury of freedom of speech, those who are on the siege and don't have the comfort of a home. Open up your heart to provide one for them, even if it's not made of material like wood or stone. Believe that each and every human is unique, a shining gem. This one should not be exploited, but it should be cherished now and then. Raise your fist and make some noise, because peace is most and for all a choice. We still can be loyal while we peacefully fight by means of words or other ways which don't offend or extremely hurt. Let's be respectful, compassionate, honest, and kind. Be persistent in having an open mind. Show courage by making peace, not war, by making friends close by and in the far. All life on earth is precious. That fact we don't have to discuss. Just like that the world is truly round and will never end when love is found, just like it always starts using the warmth of our hearts. Change depends on teamwork, on actions of me and you. Remember the wise words Nelson Mandela once spoke, which are still very true. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Thus, let's forgive, love, and unite in order to let freedom and peace ignite. Only then we can make the entire world a happier and safer place. It will not happen overnight, but have faith. It will come in future days.
Wow, Anke, amazing. You know, I was already amazed at the conference that you just do this, and your words speak so much truth, and that is what I love, you know, change the narrative. We can absolutely do that. And I love that you quote Nelson Mandela, courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Absolutely. Forgiveness is such an important part of peace. Okay, thank you, Anke. And I'm going to move to Cécile in France, Cécile Masson, who is going to read a passage from her book, Rose Letters of Love to Life.
Thank you, Ingun, for inviting me, and wonderful to be together tonight in these times. Indeed, I'm going to read a very small extract of Rose Letters of Love to Life, and it's all about feminine leadership and feminine lineage, because like peace building, it's not one generation's job, but it's a long generation's job. And Rose is the grandmother to Rosie, and so there is that feminine lineage there. And Rosie traveled a lot, like Rose did as well. And traveling helps to be more inclusive, to open our eyes and be more mindful towards other cultures. So letting life speak through us, to be in peace today, tonight, in this moment. So I'm just going to read this little extract, and then I'll invite you to be in silence for just a minute, giving you then some small instructions on how to. My granddaughter Rosie and I went for a walk the other day, and we also talked about God. She calls it synchronicity. With a branch, she made a drawing on the forest ground, copying an African erudite she had met on one of her many travels. It was a circle with a dot in the middle, and many lines going all directions like a wheel. In the middle is God, and He can be reached in many ways. No point arguing which one is better than the other. It only spoils the field of creation, she said. She has become wise. That too gives me hope. You look for God in the sacred traditions written by many wise men. I sense godliness in the very fabric of life. I'm guided by it, breathing it in and out as it comes to me. So that was the extract of Rose Letters of Love to Life. And I just want you to actually just breathe in and out and let peace come to you tonight for just 1 minute. So that peace can reign wherever in the world, and especially where different cultures and different religions are fighting about the same spot, right in the sunlight and the light, as Gabrielle was mentioning right in the beginning. So just sit in silence for a minute with yourself, with your hand on your heart, and appreciate the peace that we live here in this circle. In your own time, come back into this circle. And I'll pass it on straight away to Helenik. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to all of you for being here and for this very special opportunity to share together. I've worked for a while now with a really interesting healer who speaks about the blueprint or the imprinting on our primordial self, our soul, our origin of living. That is often the reason why we suffer in the world. And in order to clear some of this imprinting, we can create a moment of deep compassion for the self and for certain parts of us that have been wounded or have been programmed or have been corrupted or deeply distorted in the world. And the idea here is that there is collective suffering and that we all share in this. In moments like this, we're made aware of how we all are pulled in different directions to contribute because of our imprintings and because of our origins, our family, our cultural identities, our different ideas about life, create for us a very complex situation where we try to manage what is once again a moment of suffering for either an individual, a group of people, a planetary set of circumstances like the ones we are facing together the last years. So in the light of this work, I wanted to offer today somewhat of what feels like a prayer, but is also a deep clearing of some of this imprinting, considering that we are all here as a collective. We've done some great meditative work, so we're all in very beautiful states to be able to then offer this compassion, which is also in the Buddhist tradition called metta. In this tradition, it's called the compassion key technique. And I will invite you to work with me to create a figure 8 in front of your mind. And on the right side of the figure 8, you will place your higher self. I will invite you to connect with any light emanation that you still feel connected to, or the just meditative state you went into. You can keep your eyes closed or open as you wish, but you will connect with this higher self. In the other side of the figure 8, we will place the world, and we will place whatever you see coming out of that world, whether it's people on there, whether it's your little inner child, whether it's the purity and innocence of all beings, whether it's those who have suffered. You can choose whatever is coming from your own unconscious and intuitive mind is the best to allow to appear. You don't have to force it. And if you don't have a clear image, that's fine too. You just will follow my instruction to then send some light, as Gabriella's really offered us so beautifully to do, and Amelia as well, in this great nurturing that we've just been through meditatively. And then we will begin to say some phrases, and the phrases always start with "I am so sorry that," and then we complete the sentence. This is part of what some of you might know as Ho'oponopono technique. There's deep science on how this clears a lot of deep unconscious wounding and suffering, and we're doing this for the collective through our own collective microcosm here, sending it out as a planetary healing process for all, to clear the imprinting of whatever it is inside of our humanity that still feels the need to suffer and or still wants others to suffer in order to vindicate or calm or heal something in us somehow. This comes from deep pain and suffering already, and we can see how it distorts our experience of living. So doing this imprinting is heavy work, but together I think it will be very powerful and filled with light, since we're very well prepared. So let's start that process. Keep your feet nice and solid on the ground if you can. You can sit up, make it as comfortable for yourself as possible, and give yourself a moment to just tune into the base of your spine so that you have a very nice created angle moving up towards the sky. And if you can, take a moment to just now notice your breath and imagine that your spine is moving up like an arrow. The rest of the body is draped downwards. And I want you now to just connect back for a moment into this very beautiful column of light, this emanating, radiating light that you've become through this call, warmed by the warm words of our poem, chapters of Saskia's book and Cecile's book, a beautiful meditation by Amelia and Gabriella. Just let that all tune in now. Come together, synchronize, integrate into now a beautiful connection with the part of you that knows your highest aspirations and that can guide you in times of strain or struggle. Your higher self, your highest wish for yourself and your life and for others. Just see if you can connect with this really powerful, mature, and supraconscious part of you. And I'd like you to create the figure 8 in front of your mind. On the right side, place this part of you as though you are now this higher self. and into the left side of the figure 8, imagine that you are now placing the world, the planet, and all the little inner child parts of all people on the planet that have come here all in some way having to suffer at different times, and at the moment, perhaps where we all are now in this evolutionary step, to begin to clear some of whatever we collect in our collective suffering. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes and just repeat after me. I am so sorry that we are all suffering in this. I'd like you to repeat that sentence to yourself energetically, this time sending some light from the right side of the quadrant, your higher self, over to this planet or to these little children that you notice in your left side of your figure 8 quadrant. Send anything that for you symbolizes love and compassion. Feel it coming through you, as though you're comforting a young child that has no idea why life hurts. And repeat again after me. I am so sorry for the cruelty, the violence, and the aggression. I am so sorry that life finds a way into suffering like this. I am so sorry that no matter how hard you work for peace, the world is not peaceful. I am so sorry that in this way we feel such pain. I am so sorry you are hurting right now. I am so sorry that you suffer now. We're sending this to all of our own inner child, to all the inner children of all the world's people. We're holding the space to be compassionate to whatever is in us that causes us to act out this way. And we're going to do a few more, and then I'd like to play you just for a few minutes a very special sound, spoken voice exercise that you can practice to return back to a calm and peaceful place for yourself after giving this compassion. And you can consider this a balm, like a kind of soothing voice that reminds us how to become present all around us with love and light and peace. And so we have a few more statements. I am so sorry. In times like this, it's hard to believe in kindness. It's hard to see kindness. Remember, we're not saying these statements as though They exist in totality. We're saying them to the wounded parts of ourselves, the wounded parts of all humanity. I am so sorry. As each of us searches for peace, there is no peace to be found. And the last one, I am so sorry that you forget that you are only love. Born from love, returning to love. Hold yourself for a moment there, still looking at the figure 8, and just become present for a moment with what is happening to this image. Notice what's happening to the image. If you've seen any changes there, just note those. If you would like to extend a gesture from your higher self to that image, you can. Let it happen naturally, don't force it. And if for whatever reason you're not in this space or connected in this way, there's no judgment, there's no problem. Return to your own side of the figure 8 now. Just spend a moment there in your higher self. I'm just working a little on my audio here, but I'm not sure this is playing. So just bear with me a minute. Oh, what a pity. Doesn't seem to be audio on this. I'm not really sure why. So why is that?
Would you need to share audio from your computer, maybe?
Yeah, it's just not playing. I'm not really sure why. It's very strange. It's playing, but it's not moving the audio through at all. Anyway, I will send the link to all of you, and if you would like to practice it, it's very powerful. It's written by Dr. Joseph Michael Levery, who does research on sound waves together with his voice. He's a quantum metaphysicist, and he has a heavenly prayer of light, which is his spoken voice helping us to imagine love, peace, and light in the 4 directions around our bodies, on top of our bodies, underneath our bodies, within us, and then sending it out to the universe and out to the world. So if you'd like to do that in another time, perhaps that would be the best way to move forward so we don't waste more time here. And if I manage to get it working and there's some time left over, then maybe we can do it, but I will put it into the group. Okay,
Wonderful.
everybody.
Yes. Thank you, Helenique. Yeah. Just share it in the chat, and we will make sure that everyone gets it. I am going to move over to the next. And before I say that, thank you, Cecile, as well, and Helenique, for sharing these beautiful moments. And I don't know about the others, but my body is already, bursting with energy, and there's so much going on. There's so much overflowing almost. So it's fantastic. I'm going to ask Lunka. She's going to read a poem written by Mami von Busisiwe Game. Her daughter-in-law is very sick, so she's not able to join today, but Lunka is going to read her poem for her. So Lunka, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ingun. Firstly, I just want to thank you all for showing up and putting in action what we always talk about in the female wave of change, leaving behind a better world for future generations, a peaceful and more human world. The poem I'm about to, I think this, am I audible? Okay.
Yes, you are.
So the poem I'm about to read now is a poem by Mami Busisiwe Game, fondly known as Mami Von from South Africa. The poem calls upon all of us and other change makers around the world to breathe life where there is none. May we all be blessed abundantly as we continue to bless others. A blessed life. Breathe blessings that radiate life and joy from within. Blessings that complete the new being arising from a renewed soul. Breathe calmly in times of confusion. Peace during chaos. Laughter in distress. Clarity in confusion. Power in weakness. Trust in moments of uncertainty. Hope in times of despair, courage when there's doubt, resilience in trying times. Breathe love when there's betrayal, a way in the desert, truth where there is deceit, life when there is none. Breathe blessings that create tranquility and true freedom. Blessings that release the dynamic potential locked within. Let blessings come to life. Let there be peace in the world. We breathe peace. We are peace. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you so much for taking over, Lunka, and to always listen to these beautiful words that Mami Von is able to connect and share her message. Thank you. The final, we are going a little bit out of the hour. It's already 5 minutes. We will probably need another 10, so hopefully that you can stay with us. The last speaker, and then I will tell a little bit more about our call to action, is Monica. And Monica Becker is also one of the new ambassadors for Canada, Loving Kindness Prayer. So Monica, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ingun, and thank you everybody for being here and for sharing this beautiful space. I'm feeling very grounded and happy and warm inside, and that's due to all of your and my presence all together. So thank you for creating and sharing this beautiful space. I would like to share with you the Buddhist metta prayer, the prayer of loving kindness, and I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see the words. And if you so choose, you may speak the words with me, and you can do that by being muted on your side or by opening up your mic, and maybe the power of our words together will create an extra wave of loving kindness that we're going to send out to the world. This loving kindness prayer has been with me and has, basically come into my life at different phases, in and out over the last few decades. And whenever I connect with it again, it's a very connecting and grounding exercise for me to speak it and really mean it. And feel it. And that's my invitation to you, to feel as much of the kindness and love that this prayer invites us to send out as you can. And if that means for you to be quiet and just listen and tune into the words, that's fine. So you be part of this in whichever way it works best for you. And we're starting with ourselves, and from ourselves we are reaching more and more out into the world and offering our peace and well wishes into the world. So let's begin. My heart fills with loving kindness. I love myself. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be peaceful. May I be free. May all beings in my vicinity be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings in my city be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings in my state be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings in my country be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings on my continent be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings in my hemisphere be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. And may they be free. May all beings on planet Earth be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May my parents be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all my friends be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all my enemies be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. May all beings in the universe be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. If I have hurt anyone, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed, I ask for their forgiveness. If anyone has hurt me, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed, I extend my forgiveness. May all beings everywhere, whether near or far, whether known to me or unknown, be happy. May they be well. May they be peaceful. May they be free. Thank you.
Wow, wonderful, Monica. What an amazing hour, sharing of wisdom, experience, knowledge. It has been, and there's so much light and love and peace and compassion that has been shared. That is really fantastic, and we can only hope that this is spread around the world, and that is what Gabriella made very visual in, that it is that light that is being spread around the world and the universe. Thank you all for that. One of the things we also wanted to do for today, and I am going to share my screen with you. No, I have to do that here. Because Naval already read the things that we really want to see in the world. We demand to break the cycle of violence it is enough. We demand to end the ongoing cycle of retaliation or revenge. We demand to find a path to peace and restore our belief in humanity. And we demand to stop the hurt and take time to heal. What we're going to ask you to do, and that is our call to action. And that is always important, you know, to share something. So what now? What are we going to do? And many of us always say, you know, female wave of change is an organization of, you know, acts. What are we going to do? Well, as mothers, daughters, and sisters, we call for a wave of change for humanity. We intend to create a surge of lasting attention that can be ignored on all social media platforms. We invite women and men to take a picture of yourself dressed in white. And it can be, you know, just a t-shirt, a white shawl, a hat, something like that. Hold a paper with 2 hashtags, and those are important, and we'll also mention that in the chat. Female Wave of Change Call for Humanity. And hashtag Break the Cycle of Violence. They will also be communicated on our social media platforms. Post your picture in whatever shape or form on your social media accounts. Repeat the 2 hashtags, and you can add a short text, but not, you don't have to, and certainly not too much. Invite your network to do the same by tagging at least 5 of your friends. We really want to create that wave of what we can see happening or what we want to accomplish. And this morning, I just made an example. So, you know, it doesn't even have to be front line or, you know, that we see all of you, or it is however you want to do this. A picture of yourself dressed in white, and I really had to look for it because I'm not at home. Female Wave of Change call for it. So FWOC call for humanity. Hashtag Break the Cycle of Violence. Yeah, and share it. Ask others to do the same, because that is how we can create that wave of change around the world. And I'm going to stop my sharing. And I'm going to thank everyone who has shared their beautiful poems, meditations, prayers, stories, passages from your book. It has really been fantastic. And I see new people coming in, and that's too bad, because this was what we've already finished our session, but it is all recorded, so we are going to share it with you. But it has been fantastic. Those who do want to stay a little after because you feel that you want to share anything else, please do so. But I do want to open up the microphone right now. If you do have something you want to say right now, please do so. Anyone? You don't have to. It's okay. Whatever you feel, whatever.
Yeah.
Naval?
Yes, I would like to thank everybody who had joined us tonight. I have to run because I have a train to catch, but I just want to mention that all these prayers, all these lights, all these stories are really appreciated. And this is from, as mothers, from all of us to every mother who is suffering in every single part of the world. We are acting as mothers, as authentic feminine leaders who wants peace all over the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope to see your hashtags on social media. And we just all pray for peace for everybody, for all the mothers to sleep in peace, having, you know, faith that it is coming, and for humanity to awake. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, Naval. Anyone else who wants to share? No? If not, we're just going to close this session. I'm going to stop the recording. Anyone who wants to stay longer, please do so.